Good evening. Linval Lewis, the pastor at the Spanish Town Tabernacle and Greater Portmore Tabernacle, who was shot several times near his Portmore home yesterday, has died. Reverend Lewis was receiving treatment at the hospital when he succumbed to his injuries. He was attacked just after midday by a gunman who opened fire at him while he was driving from his house on Northwest 10th Way in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine. Now, it is believed that the gunman ambushed him. The incident reportedly occurred in the presence of other family members who were traveling with him. As he came under gunfire, Lewis lost control of the motor vehicle that he was driving, which veered off the roadway and onto a sidewalk, coming to a halt in a clump of small trees meters away from his home. Members of the church expressed shock at the incident. The St. Catherine South Police are investigating, and we will bring you more on this story in subsequent newscasts. In other news tonight, Prime Minister Andrew Holness yesterday announced the creation of a $50 million fund from which cash will be paid to persons who provide the state with information about criminal activities. Mr. Holness shared the information during his address at the handing over ceremony of 2 houses under the new social housing program in Seville Heights, St. Anne. Mr. Holness framed his comments against the background of the government's need to impose a state of emergency in the parish, which he says has contributed to a significant decrease in crime there. At the same time, the Prime Minister warned gun-toting young men that under the new Firearms Act, their punishment upon conviction will be harsh.
So all of those little boys running around with guns, who believe that sure, them will go in front of a judge and they will plead a case and they will go through some bargaining process and they get 6 months and come out. Rubbish! What them say? Radam! You're going to get 15 years minimum. Radam! So, where we are now, having picked up this intelligence, and we are seeking to act preemptively to save lives, we are putting up a fund of 50 million Jamaican dollars, and depending on the quality of the information you give, you could get a nice Christmas reward. We want to get people who are involved in contract killings, people who are planning to hijack stocks and goods in transit, and people who are planning to rob supermarkets during the Christmas season and other business establishments. We want to know, and you could get a very nice reward. Of course, all well secretly done, you get your money, but the criminals get their just rewards.
According to Mr. Holness, the security forces have been picking information across the country that criminal gangs have been organizing to rob supermarkets and other businesses, as well as seeking to hijack trucks transporting goods, as there is a sense that businesses have a lot of cash and goods moving around because of the Christmas season.
I want to say that our intelligence is also picking up right across Jamaica, not just in this parish, and we have managed to foil a number of them, that the gangs are organizing around trying to rob business places, such as supermarkets and other enterprises. They are trying to hijack shipments of goods. During the Christmas season, there's a sense that business places have a lot of cash and a lot of goods moving around, and that they have quick buyers for them, and they can hijack the stocks that are being moved around, and they can, if they hit business places, they'll get a lot of cash. And we have stopped a few of them, and you would have seen a few murders take place as a result of them, the gangs pursuing that kind of thing. And you will see the level of organization behind it, positioning cars, positioning getaway, positioning lookouts and all kinds of things. So there's a very high level of organization around it. But our intelligence is picking it up, and we are moving in on them. Slowly but surely we are getting them. But we think that the process could be assisted greatly if the people in the country would share intelligence with the police. Tell us.
Still making the news tonight, more than 300 new members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, have been deployed across the island to assist with enhancing the safety of citizens throughout the Christmas season. This was disclosed by Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Fitz-Bailey, who said the new recruits who graduated from training school this month have been placed at various police divisions island-wide. This police strategy, he said, will deal with the significant increase in pedestrians and vehicular traffic, as well as the escalation in shopping activities that will take place during the festive season. ACP Bailey, who heads the JCF's safety and security portfolio, said the increase in police personnel will include administrative persons, persons who work around desks, Criminal Investigations Branch CIB personnel, and other JCF formations to bolster policing. ACP Bailey also noted that the joint crime-fighting initiatives between JCF and the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, will continue throughout the season and beyond. In other news tonight, Executive Director at the National Solid Waste Management Authority, Audley Gordon, has indicated that the long overdue problem of garbage collecting within the parish of Westmoreland will now be addressed. Mr. Gordon, who was speaking at a recent meeting held at the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, said that the NSWMA is fully aware that there is a great need in the parish for the attention of the NSWMA due to the backlog of garbage.
Communities and society, when we speak to our constituents, when we speak at our various meetings, push the argument for containerization, push the argument for better solid waste management habits to include personal responsibility for the solid waste that you generate. When we are finished drinking our water, this bottle becomes our responsibility. We're refreshed, our body gets hydrated. Yes, we now need to take responsibility for the container. Everyone have a duty to do that, wherever we are. And I know the argument, Your Worship, is if the truck had come, we wouldn't have to throw it away. I rubbish that argument, pun intended, because there is no correct way to do a wrong thing. We have a duty, and we must make the effort. It may be a little inconveniencing to walk that extra pace with the bottle in your hand or in your bag, but do it for the environment. Because when this bottle washed down to the sea, the fish bite up the plastic, the fish die, we can't get the parrot, and some of us love our parrot fish still, right? And then we have all sorts of issues with our coral reefs and everything like that. So everything begins with the individual, and hence the importance on personal responsibility.
Mr. Gordon also stated that the NSWMA will be operating with all 14 trucks within the parish of Westmoreland in order to ensure that the backlog of garbage within the parish is cleared.
There's no reason why we shouldn't give a once per week collection across Westmoreland. None. If that is not happening, I am giving out my number, 451-4069, and I ask you to help me to serve you by telling me when you see this thing slip from once per week, right? I am not saying it couldn't slip from once per week, you know. It could. But in that case, a proper communication should come as to why. Because maybe we have to pull the truck for servicing, and we do service truck units. But we should, as soon as they are back, we should do operation, change the operation to bring in extra units so that we can get back on schedule. But I am committing to Westmoreland a once per week collection. And I think there's a fair commitment, because we now have added capacity and the people pay their dues long and hard. They've been very patient with us, and it's time for payback.
Continuing with the news tonight, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett said the tourism industry sells the great value of our culture and our environment, but most importantly, the power of our people. The tourism minister, who was speaking at a recent prayer breakfast held in Montego Bay, said persons can expect a full capacity of arrivals for the start of the tourism season, which will lead over into 2023.
I'm just saying that of all the things you hear about Jamaica, and we talk about sun, sea, and sun and all that, there is nothing more powerful an attraction that we sell than the people of Jamaica, because it is we who make everything happen. And it is people who constitute the greatest and most powerful elements of tourism. And so every move that we make, every step that we take, it's all about the people, the people, and the people. And if we deny that critical value, then the essence of tourism is lost.
Mr. Bartlett also stated that the country expects to have a vibrant tourist season with over 2.5 million arrivals and stopovers, which will average over 200,000 tourists each month.
The season of tourism is every season, all season. We don't have any tourist period and no tourist period anymore. When you were not born yet, most of you, they used to have tourist season, and that would start like today and go on until the end of March, April, and then everything went soft, and then you have summer, a little buzz in summer, and then everything went extremely soft, and people close hotel and refurbish and send people off and leave, or send them home to rest and take care of things, and then to come back for the 15th of December to start the tourist season. Well, all of that has stopped, because now we are getting numbers every month, averaging, and we are back to the average, of nearly 200,000 a month. And this year, even with Omicron in January and February, we are going to be ending the year at about 2.4 million arrivals stopover, which means average 200,000 a month.
And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Hill. Do stay safe. Pleasant viewing, and thanks for watching.